January 6th comes and goes, and then you wake up with a wonderful knock on the door, and it's not Mr. Rogers on January 15th.
I wish it would have been a knock on the door. A knock on the door would have been a lot safer than what transpired. We're sleeping and there's an explosion or a loud boom that's outside. I hear my truck alarm go off, and then I hear the house alarm go off. Now, everybody got to remember, I used to work undercover doing the gang stuff, as we talked about. And the first thing that comes to mind, because there's only like 3 or 4 times since we've lived at this house that we rented, where, something's happened, a sound or something outside or alarm goes off, and I'll grab my old duty weapon that I had on the nightstand, to confront whatever threats out there. By the grace of God, and only the grace of God, on this particular morning, I didn't grab my gun. I grabbed my phone. And so as I ran to the alarm panel, I'm turning off the alarm. Well, the front door, it's an Adobe style house, so the front door is like textured glass. So as I'm turning it off, the missus starts screaming at me, "Get away from the door, get away from the door." And I look, and there's like a dozen red dots that are, scanning the glass on the door. Then my phone goes off, and it's the FBI dispatcher saying, "Hey, this is the FBI. We have your house surrounded. You need to come out." Kids are crying.
What were the explosions? I mean, you'll find out afterwards, but what were the explosions that needed to precede the phone call?
Flashbangs.
For what purpose? To wake you up?
Well, so this is my opinion. So not only was I on a tactical team, I used to plan tactical operations. I've planned operations with 300 and 400 cops, multiple jurisdictions, federal agencies, military agencies. Like, I used to plan these things. And there's a matrix that we go through, especially if we're going to, incorporate a SWAT team, or do dynamic entries. There's a lot that goes into it, not just to protect the officers, but liability, to protect, the suspects, whoever you're going after. Every time I've ever been part of a dynamic search warrant, flashbangs was one of the last things that's ever used. In today's day and age, most of what happens is called surrounding callouts. We surround the home, we get lights on, we secure the area, and then we get on the megaphones. This is the police, this is the FBI, come out with your hands up. We attempt contact that way. Once we can't, by this time we've already have the numbers, because we've been watching and doing this house probably for at least a few weeks. Now we attempt contact via phone. If that doesn't work, we get to the megaphones again. We may even, depending on, the threat of the situation, maybe even put a robot to go to the door. Flashbangs is the last thing you do, because when you do that, it's the shock and awe, because now you're going to make entry. Here comes the dynamic entry, and you're trying to get the suspect, off guard so that you can take them down, so you have the advantage. It is my opinion based off of my experience. And
they wanted you to come to the door with a fucking gun so they could shoot you.
That is exactly what I believe they wanted to happen.